All right, welcome back. WIP Midday Show live in Clearwater, Florida. Spring training coverage brought to you by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka, proud partner of the Philadelphia Phillies. Joining us right now, Phillies catcher JT Realmuto. JT, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Just enjoying spring training. How you guys doing?
We're good.
Good. Not bad. Not bad. Just happy to be down here in Florida. So, JT, my question for you is this. How was it stressful for you in the offseason not knowing what you were going to do, or did you were just kind of hanging out? How was it for you?
To be honest, it wasn't too stressful because at the end of the day, I knew I was going to be playing baseball somewhere. I always had hoped it was going to be in Philadelphia and back with the Phillies, and really the whole time I kind of assumed that was going to be the case. So it wasn't too stressful. The last 24 hours got a little hairy, whereas a game of cat and mouse, who's going to blink, that type of thing. But it wasn't too bad. No, I enjoyed my off season. It was fun. It was just I'm glad it's over with, and I'll get to enjoy the next 3 years here.
Was there a moment where you felt like it wasn't going to be here? Did you was there? Because we were the whole offseason, we kept thinking you're going to be back. I thought you'd be here, but towards the end of January, I was like, I don't know. Maybe if the Phillies make a different move, maybe that means JT's not going to be here. Did you have that feeling, or were you kind of just sitting back and waiting?
I'm a little more of an optimistic person, so I just kind of felt the whole time it was going to work out. If you ask my wife, she might have a different answer, but I just kind of assumed the whole time it was going to work out. And there was always in the back of your mind, well, they could go a different direction, and that's part of business and negotiations. They're always going to play that card to make you think, hey, we might do something else here. So, but the whole time I tried to stay optimistic and just really just believed I was going to be back here.
Phillies catcher JT Realmuto with us. All right, JT, how are you feeling, and how are you feeling entering another season here with the Phils and this team, and kind of where you're at in your career? Signed up for 3 more years, so it's going to be a long Phillies tenure by the time this 3-year contract's over. You've already been here a while, and now you get to play 3 more years here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's exciting, really. I mean, I'm excited just to continue to be able to play here and play with this group of guys. Obviously, there's one goal that we all have in our mind that we haven't been able to accomplish together yet, so that's my main focus. That's really, at this point in my career, that's all that matters, is trying to win a World Series and try to help this team be able to establish themselves as one of those teams to do it, build that Philly legacy that everybody talks about, and be one of those teams that gets to come back and celebrate the World Series every 10 years.
You know what, JT, I'm going to kind of talk around a little bit because I know it's a lot going on potentially with baseball, not being here next year and everything. And it just feels like this year that there's I don't want to say pressure, but there's more of a conscious effort to try to get it done because you don't know what the future is. Is that what I'm kind of feeling when it comes to this team? Like everybody's like, hey, we don't know what next year is going to be, so let's try to get it done while we can.
Yeah, for sure. There's obviously a lot looming with the negotiations going into next year. We don't even know. I mean, we obviously all hope to have a season and hope nothing's interrupted, but you never know what's going to happen. So This year is obviously very important for us, and none of us are getting younger. So every year there's just that little bit of added pressure and a little bit – I mean, we want to win every year. We're focused every season, but we know that every season we're one step closer to this group not being able to play together again.
Let's go back to last season, and it was heartbreaking the way that ended. But when you walked off the field in L.A. and you thought about that series, because there's 2 ways we looked at it. We've argued all offseason, like you were this close, but also you guys went out in the first round. But it was to a team that just won the World Series, and every game, felt like you guys outscored them. You could have won basically every game of that series. How do you reconcile how close you were, but it was not close to where you wanted to go?
Yeah, it's hard. It was a hard one to get over. I mean, every game that we lost, it was one pitch or one play away from us winning that game. So even though we lost the series 3-1, we lost in the first round, we felt so far from winning the World Series, but we know, as a group, we know how close we actually were to being able to win, and we had the talent in the room to do it. It's just the postseason is so much about momentum and grabbing that momentum and holding on to it. And, I think about that first game against the Dodgers. We had I don't remember, 3-1 or I think it was a 3-1 lead, and they hit the three-run homer late in the game. I mean, that's one swing, one pitch that changes the entire series. That's the type of momentum building that if that home run doesn't happen or we hold on and win that game 1, everything's different, for the whole postseason. I think back to that St. Louis series in 22 when we went to the World Series, that magical 9th inning we had. That type of momentum that carries you through series, not just one game, it carries you through whole series. So we got to be able to do that to grab that momentum early and hang on to it. And to me, that's the only difference. The only thing we've been missing is that play, that spark to really take us through.
Yeah, the Dodgers series had so many moments. I think back to the pitch that Sanchez threw in the 7th inning of Game 4. I mean, you had to feel it. That was a strike.
Yeah, the umpire told me right after he balled that it was a strike. He admitted to missing it right away. So that's the type of stuff where it's just like every game there was one play that changes the whole game, and that's what happens when you put two teams of that high quality together. But also looking back, that just lets us know we're that good. We're right there to be able to beat the Dodgers and hopefully win the World Series at some point. We just have to make the plays when they matter to do it.
You know what? Now you talked about a little bit about some of the guys not being here and things changed a little bit. Pitching staff has changed just a little bit. What have you seen from Andrew Painter so far?
He's looked good. I've only caught his one outing live, but the kid's demeanor is pretty nails. I mean, for somebody that young to be that calm and that collected on the mound, and he really has a feel for what he's trying to do out there. He's not just chucking rocks and trying to throw strikes. He's trying to hit locations. He's trying to mix pitches, tunnel pitches, really mess with the hitter's timing in their eyes. It's just a really mature approach from somebody that's that young.
How about the development here of Cristopher Sanchez, what he's become? I mean, we talked to you the past couple years, and I remember last year when we were here, it was the talk of every guest we had on last year, they said Cristopher Sanchez is going to be awesome. And then he was awesome. It's Cy Young contender. How does he look this spring? And I know he left for the World Baseball Classic, but do you think that guy that arrived last year is here to stay now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he's proven himself for a few years in a row now where he's a dog on the mound. I mean, obviously Wheeler is who he is. Sanchez establishing himself as that type of ace as well, which is awesome for a staff like we have. We can have two absolute horses that can go out there, and really three when you throw in Luzardo as well with the stuff that he has. I mean, we got guys that can contend for a Cy Young multiple on one team. That's hard to find. So Sanchez he's gotten better and better. He's gotten more and more confident with every year. You can just really see him growing into one of those, perennial Cy Young candidates, which is really special and fun to watch.
How good is Duran's stuff for you to catch? And we got to see it for a little bit last year, right? Last couple months into the postseason, but now we get to have that guy for a full year. How good is he?
He's electric. I mean, he is so fun and so hard to catch. It makes my job a lot harder, but that's good. If it's hard on me, it's definitely hard on the hitters. A guy that throws that hard, being able to also mix and throw curveball, sweeper. He has a new split now that's different than his splinker, and it's like 8 or 9 miles an hour slower, which is like just another wrinkle that he's able to throw. And it's very rare for somebody to have that type of arm talent and then also be able to pitch behind it.
How about Brad Keller? I feel like the moves you guys made this offseason, I feel like the Keller one has gone under the radar. I mean, he was outstanding for the Cubs last year. Now you guys bring him in, and it feels like maybe it's going to be more of an established 8th, 9th inning guy, because you guys have mixed and matched a ton in the bullpen last few years, but maybe that Keller 8th, Duran 9th, we could see that a lot.
I think so, yeah. I mean, Keller last year was one of my least favorite at-bats as a right-handed hitter. He just got his fastball absolutely explodes on you. He's got a really good two-seam and then a four-seam with, ride cut. It's a rare combination of it's two fastballs, but it's two completely different pitches. And be able to mix those and then also throw in his breaking balls, he's going to be really special for us. And I think he's going to be a guy that can come in and get really elite right-handed hitters out pretty consistently.
I feel like we asked you this a lot. I feel like a lot of people do. Your workload behind the plate. You play a lot. You've always played a lot. And I feel like every year it's like maybe JT will play less. And then the games start and it's like, nah, he's playing the same. It's about 125, 130 games. Do you expect that? Have you talked to Topper about anything different, especially as you continue through your career? Or is it, hey, I want to play. Let's play every day. I mean, once in a while, Pudge Rodriguez was a guy that did it until his career ended.
Yeah, I think as long as my body feels good and Tom's feels like, I'm giving the team the best chance to win on a daily basis, then I'm going to go out there and play. Hopefully there's no exact number to put on it, but last year I think I caught 130-something. So, in that ballpark, if I'm healthy all year, assuming, then I'm happy to do that again. It's really just whatever Tom's feels best for the team. That's what I'm here to do.
I know the last time we talked to you, you were talking about your routine and your regiment and everything and how you adhere to that. Since you've gotten a little bit older since the last time we talked to you, have you changed that routine just a little bit?
It changes. It changes every year, really. We kind of Morgan Gregory and I work really closely together, and we make adjustments based off of how the year prior went. So, like last year, I felt really good. I felt healthy all year, so a lot of the stuff we're doing is very similar to what we did last year. But as far as the workouts and stuff go, I just trust our staff and Morgan and Fury. Those guys put together such a good program for us. I really just listen to what they say, and it keeps my body feeling good for the season.
Gotcha.
How are you feeling about the ABS system? We had Wheeler on, and getting a pitcher's perspective, he basically said, I trust JT. If JT wants to challenge it, we'll challenge it. So, but you I think you're the most unique person to ask about this because you're going to have it on both ends, right? You're the catcher, so you could challenge for the Phils, but you're an offensive player too, so you're going to do it once in a while on that end. What do you think of the new system?
I have a very love-hate relationship.
Okay.
Because as a hitter, I love it. I think it's going to shrinking the strike zone for one. It's going to make the top a lot shorter, which is good for most hitters because the top of the zone is a lot harder to get to. And just having a consistent strike zone every day where you don't have to worry about the umpire as much is just going to make us, I think, make hitters be able to lock in and have a little more confidence at the plate. As a catcher, it's a little tougher. I don't love it because now it just really puts more on our plates. Like now we're going to get questions after a game about, oh, why'd you challenge this? Why did you not challenge this one? And then each at bat you have to think about whether it's a high leverage situation or not, whether it's even worth risking a challenge. You have to think about how tall a hitter is when he steps in the box. Like it puts a little more on our plate where I think it's going to take a little getting used to. But at the end of the day, I think it's better to have than to not have, just with how good the pitchers are now and how hard it is for these umpires to call the games.
Do you have a green light? Have you guys talked about what the right spot is? You just mentioned all those different variables, especially the leverage moments, right, of a count or a game. Have you guys talked about this is the right time, or is it just going to kind of see how it goes, and then you guys will talk about maybe reining it back in?
We've talked about it a little bit. We haven't set anything in stone yet as far as rules or anything like that, but we have had discussions, more me with Dusty and Tom's, about when the best times for me to challenge are. I think the hitters are kind of just letting get a feel for the zone for now, and in the season we'll probably have some sort of system to where, you know, if it's a 2-0 count in the first inning with nobody on, you're not going to challenge a pitch that's this far off. So there's going to be some type of guidelines put in, but for me right now it's more about just getting a feel for the zone and even challenging some that maybe I wouldn't in the season, just to get a feel, hey, are my eyes seeing this correctly, and go from there.
What's it like having Don Mattingly with you here, your manager from back in? We had him on yesterday, and I was thinking back to his Marlins tenure, and he mentioned you back then. I was like, he managed the Marlins for a while and a while ago. What's it like having him back with you?
Donnie's the man. I love that guy. He's just such a old school, successful. Like, he gets it, stepping in the box. So he's one of those guys. Even when he managed, I mean, he would stand at the top step, and before I would walk into the on-deck circle, I would always ask him, like, hey, what are you seeing? Like, what type of approach should I have against this guy? And he always gave me some little nugget that would help me go out there and be successful. So just being able to pick his brain and go to him for situations like that, to where, like, hey, Donnie, what are you seeing? He's watched so much baseball, and he's been so successful in the batter's box that he's got information that we can really grab onto and take it.
What's been your impression of the young guys, especially the offense guys? You mentioned Painter earlier, but yesterday we had Justin Crawford on. I know Aidan Miller's been slowed with the back, but your impression of Aidan and Justin as those guys, especially Justin, could be the opening day center fielder. They're going to help you this season. For sure, yeah, and we need those guys to help. There's no secret that we're getting older, so injecting a little youth into our lineup is going to be great. Those guys, just especially Crawford, the way he plays the game, he's going to be a spark plug for us. He's going to create havoc, put the ball in play, gets a ton of hits, creates a lot of havoc on the base pass, tons of speed, plays good defense. I've been really impressed just watching his at-bats so far. There's not much swing and miss, which is really good. He's going to put the ball in play. He hits a lot of line drives. And he's just a guy, he's hit everywhere he's went, so that's never a bad thing. Yeah, it's not. JT Realmuto with us. JT, we appreciate you hopping on, giving us a few minutes. And listen, good luck this year. We'll be rooting for you, and we'll see you back in Philadelphia March 26th.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
There he goes, JT Realmuto.